it made sure that every single day I'm doing something. I'm putting some type of point on the board towards my goals. Does it make an immediate return every single day? No. But there are self-tapes that I did and applications I did months ago that landed me the jobs that I'm doing today. Okay? And that's just how the world works. Is everything going to, be harvestable the day that you planted? No. But are the seeds still worth planting? Absolutely.
5 shows made 3 million a week. You are now looking at the bestie elite. You are now looking at the bestie elite. You are now looking at
the best. Welcome back, besties. I'm Lachelle, and together we're becoming the best, aka our best selves, this year and every year. The best are never the best by themselves, and you should be either. If you haven't already, join the best on YouTube by hitting that subscribe button and add your bestie by liking and sharing this with someone that you want the best for. Now, grab your water and let's go. So today we're talking the 5 steps to make sure you love being your best self in 2025. Okay, I know that it's a process. I know that it is something that is going to be ongoing, but I do want to make sure that it's something that you actually enjoy doing. All right, it's along the lines of that whole, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey type videos, but with actionable steps. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first step you're going to do to make sure you love being your best self in 2025 and beyond is to display your top goals, okay? For me, it was booking more paid modeling jobs. All right, that's going to be a recurring theme in the rest of this video, so just bear with me. But for you, it could be getting to your goal weight, making double your income. It could be traveling to, 12 countries this year. Whatever it is, display the goal. So oftentimes when we set a goal during New Year's or any other time, whenever we don't actually display it, it's just in our brains. And I don't know if you have a brain like I have a brain, but there's a lot going on in there at all times, okay? And most of the times, my brain is not focusing on the goal that I set months ago, weeks ago, a day ago, okay? Maybe your brain is different, but my brain is not, okay? I'm talking about me. If you can agree, if you feel me, then we're here. Yeah, then we're here, okay? But in all honesty, when you display a goal, it just makes it more top of mind. It makes sure that you're always working towards it. Even if it's not the biggest effort every single day, a little effort goes a long way. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna understand that more than you think. All right, so once that's done, the next step you're going to take to make sure you love being your best self in 2025 and beyond is to write down one task for your top goal daily. For me, it was, when it comes to paid modeling work, updating my portfolio, submitting to paid modeling jobs, doing self-tapes. There was a lot of different options, right? But as long as I was doing one of these tasks a day, I was moving the needle forward on what I had set out to do, okay? It made sure that every single day I'm doing something. I'm putting some type of point on the board towards my goals. Does it make an immediate return every single day? No. But there are self-tapes that I did and applications I did months ago that landed me the jobs that I'm doing today, okay? And that's just how the world works. Is everything going to, be harvestable the day that you planted? No. But are the seeds still worth planting? Absolutely. And when you're doing a task every single day towards your goal, that's like, imagine planting a seed every single day. Planting a seed and you're watering it. And every time you go to plant a new seed, you're watering the seeds before it. So by the end of the year, imagine what type of harvest you could be having. Just saying. You don't have to believe me. You can try it for yourself. Now, it's one thing to set a goal and another thing to write it down. It's another thing entirely to at least accomplish one of those tasks a day. All right, hear me out. Even though my goal was to book more paid modeling jobs, and the task that I wrote down that I could do was, apply to modeling jobs, update my portfolio, post on social media, do a self-tape. Those are things I wrote down. It wasn't until I actually did show my work on social media, did apply to modeling jobs, did the self-tapes, did update my portfolio, that I started to get results. So when you guys are taking on this 5-step challenge, right? When you're taking yourself from setting the goal to writing down the tasks you can do for the goal, do not skip actually doing the task. I know sometimes writing down a thing makes you feel like you've done effort towards it, but until you take the action has not been took. You get me? All right. The next step to love being your best self in 2025 comes in the form of tracking your progress. It is not glamorous. It is not something that a lot of people talk about because it just seems like another thing to do. But hear me out. After you've set a goal, written down the tasks you can do, and actually done the task, if you do not document the tasks that you complete, like by writing it down in a goals journal or in a progress planner, a lot of times you'll forget what you actually did. And not in the sense that you'll forget that you did it completely, but you won't actually realize how much stuff you've done towards your goals. Like, I have this big goals planner, right? This is my second one. The first one I have is right here, okay? I keep it inside of my office. This is filled with actions that I've done every single day. Every single day. I wrote it down. I know it looks like I'm skipping pages, but it's a big book. I'm not going to go through each one. I did stuff every day. This is 12 weeks. This is 3 months of action. Action, action, action. If I went back and I actually read through the jobs that I booked during this time, if I actually read through the actions that I took during that time, the tasks that I set for myself, checked in on the goals, I could actually see what I accomplished, how long it took me to accomplish, the things I did to accomplish it. I'm not just sitting here saying oh, well, I did so much stuff and nothing ever worked out. I can actually see I did a whole bunch of stuff. I applied to jobs daily. I applied to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of modeling work. And I can literally sit back and say, oh snap, it was worth it because I booked, of modeling work. A good percentage of that was actually booked, as far as modeling terms are considered. But to be quite transparent, being able to document it just shows you, one, the work that you've put in, so that you can't just feel like you've done so much, but then you don't know what's not working because you can just go back and look, just like I was able to go back and look, right? But two, you can actually see how much work it'll take to get you to the next phase of your life. It won't be the exact same amount of work. It never is. But you're actually able to see how you're moving the needle. What's moving the needle? What's not? What's holding you back? You're able to see all these things because you're documenting it. And more importantly, when you have those wins, you can see it because it's written down. You can see what you've actually accomplished. You can see what you've done. And there's something just so lovely, not to be, no pun intended, but there's something so lovely about being able to see the work that you have done. Even if you can't see every single thing that you've done, but the things that you wrote down, the things that you documented, the things that you did to move the needle, and then to step back and see how far the needle moved. Yeah. But you don't have to believe me. Try it for yourself. The last thing you're going to do is rinse and repeat. Daily. Rinse and repeat daily. I want to talk about the 1% concept, right? So out of 100%, 1% is not a lot, right? It doesn't seem like much, okay? But when you think of getting 1% better every single day, it's like $1, okay? If you got $1 every single day, you'd have $365 more at the end of the year than when you started. But here's why the 1% rule is a bit better. It's because it's 1% of the new total. So where $365 is just you getting $1 each day, 1% is you getting 1% the first day, because 1% of 100 is 100. Well, is 1. And then the next day getting 1.1, because now you have 101%, and 1% of 101% is like 1.01. And then the next day you might get 1.02. Okay, and you add that on to the 1.01 from the day before, and you just keep compounding it. I know I'm doing rudimentary math publicly. It just sounds so crazy, but you can take out a calculator and see how much more you would grow getting 1% better a day. Okay, 1% better a day. even if nothing else changed and you kept falling back 1% every single day, you would still be 360% better at the end of the year than when you started. And that's saying something. In fact, it'd be more than 365% because, again, 1% of the new total every time you added it. It's the whole thing. It's math. But moving the needle daily, rinsing and repeating daily, getting 1% better a day compounds. Okay, and there's plenty of notes on the compound effect. You are more than welcome to scavenge your YouTube, ask Google AI, ask Meta AI, whatever you need to do. But the compound effect is real. It's how people get rich investing in the stock market, doing like mutual funds or index funds. It's how you get more money during a high yield savings account. It's literally compound. It's compounding, it's compounding, it's compounding. And when you compound the effort that you put in, the points that you put on the board on a daily basis, you are going to be so surprised. And in fact, you're going to love being totally unrecognizable by the end of the next year. But again, like I always tell y'all, you don't got to believe me. See it for yourself. That's all for today, besties. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment your best tip below. Remember, the best is yet to come. So I'll see you on the next one.